Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. We're making a Christmas tree today, if you couldn't tell. I got a Christmas tree on my shirt. How exciting is that? So you're going to need your Christmas kit again. This time, here are the materials that you need. You're going to need some of your colorful paper, but not this white piece. We're using that for something else. So put that to the side. But you can just get the paper out so you have all your options. And then you need this Christmas tree piece that I got ready for you. And you're going to need glue and scissors. All right, this is going to be a Christmas tree ornament, but without a hook that you're just going to place in the tree instead of hang. Here's how you make it. You're going to colors you want for your tree. It's not going to be a normal tree. This is the striped tree. So I would say pick 2, maybe 3. Sometimes kids like to stick to Christmas colors. If that's the case, you might want to do red and green only. You could do red, green, and this light green color. That would be good Christmas colors. Sometimes, sorry, I wasn't in the camera. Sometimes people don't like to stick to those colors at all, and they want to do something completely different, and they want to do like a purple and pink tree if that's what you want to do. I mean, literally, it's your ornament, so you do it however you want. So let me show you what it's going to look like so you can decide what colors. By the way, don't do anything right now. You're just watching. So once you decide what 2 or 3 colors you want, I decided red, green, and light green. You can't really tell that well on here, but that's what I picked. You're going to put them all on top of each other, and you are going to cut little strips of the paper. Okay. So you can just go straight across, and some of them can be really skinny strips. Some of them can be a little wider strips. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit like wobbly. It really doesn't matter. But you're just going to be cutting a bunch of strips. Now, I wouldn't use the entire piece of paper if I were you, because we are going to be using this paper for something else, for another decoration, and you might want to still have color choices available. So that's probably enough for now. We got a bunch of strips cut now. So we're going to be gluing these onto this tree in any random fashion, and I'll show you 2 different ways to do it. So what you're going to do, you're going to start with just kind of smearing glue on. What I mean is you're going to squeeze it and go back and forth, and then once it comes out, I'm not squeezing it anymore. See how no glue is coming out? I'm using the orange part to spread it around. I'm not putting any new stuff on, otherwise it'll get too much glue. But I want it to try to get to the edges. That way the glue is all the way on the edges and the paper sticks, okay? And I'll just do little sections at a time. And then you're just going to grab pieces of paper, and you can either go absolutely perfectly straight across like this, or you can go all wonky. I'll show you that in the next one. And you can do a pattern if you want. If you want to do red, light green, dark green, you can. That's fine. But you can make some long, like wide strips. This one's really, really skinny. The next one I'm going to do really wide. So this one I'm doing a pattern where it is, they're going pretty much straight across. And let's do a really skinny. Now look, I ran out of glue, so I'm going to add it back in. So right now I'm squeezing it to get it going. And now I'm not going to squeeze it. I'm just going to kind of start rubbing what I already have there so that I don't use too much glue. And I'm going to start again with what I was doing before. So you're going to keep doing that until you get all the way to the tip of the tree. I'm going to pause it and finish so you can see what you do next. Okay, so once you've got all the way from the bottom to the top covered and you've given it like just a couple seconds to dry so that it's pressed on there, you're going to flip it over. And now see how you can see the border of the tree? So you're going to get your scissors and you're going to cut right along the edges. And when you do that, all the extra pieces, you do want it to dry for a second before you do this. Otherwise, they might just come right back off and like move as you're doing it. But all of the extra goes off and you're left with a really pretty looking Christmas tree that's got all these fancy colors. If you have a picture of yourself, you could put it on there or you could just leave it. I'm going to flip it over. You really want to kind of wait till it's dry, but you can do both sides. I want you to do both sides. That way, if you see it from the other side of the tree, it still looks good. So on this side, I'm going to show you if you use different colors and if you don't go straight, what that looks like. Okay, so I spread the glue all the way to the edges, just like I did before. This time I'm using blue, pink, and purple, and I'm not going to do it in a pattern, and I'm going to do the first one, I'm going to do straight so that it's a nice edge to the tree, and then after that, they're going to be crazy. So like this one's going to go crooked And then I'm going to do a blue thick one right on top of that. Now, when you do them crooked like this, you may have to add a little extra glue in places so it's not sticking up. I'm going to make this one go that way. And then I'm going to pick this little purple thin skinny guy and make it go this way. So this one's going to have a lot more glue on it. So I will probably need a lot of time for it to dry. But I'm going to keep doing this where it kind of goes like crooked. And I've got some pieces going one way, some pieces going the other way. Some are thick, some are thin. Now notice that has glue there, but not on the underside. So I do need to put a little on the underside there. And I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. Okay, so this looks pretty crazy, but you know when I flip it over and I cut those sides off, it'll look pretty cool. Now, any of these little scrap pieces of paper right here can go in the trash can, but your big scraps save because you'll need them for the next project that we do. All right, so look at that. How cool is that? That turned out pretty neat. So like I said, make sure you keep the big pieces. I'm going to keep those, even though I cut into them and they're smaller than these, I'm going to keep them for the next thing we do. So the last thing I want to show you is what this looks like if you put it on a Christmas tree. So here we go into Springer's room because he has a Christmas tree in his room. Okay, so here's a Christmas tree and here's a Humpty Dumpty egg. And all you're going to do, since there's no hook on it, is you're just going to place it onto the tree. And it will stay right on. Mine's still full of glue, but it stays right on the tree and you can kind of put it in there. And that's how we make our Christmas tree ornament. Go make yours.